Do you think that legalization of marijuana? Oh, sorry, David Crean again. Oh, refreshing difference. What happened to the Tiemans, by the way? I worry about them. I think they've gone over to China and have taken over some kind of Chinese blogger. I'm worried. Um, do you think legalization of marijuana could have a similar effect on the U.S. population that opium did in China in the 18th century? No, I don't think so. Um, for the main reason that marijuana and opioids are just, it's the difference between a spad and a viper. I mean, it's opium addiction is, is not only a physical addiction, it is apparently the toughest physical addiction. Being addicted to narcotics, opioids, is horrible. And furthermore, opioids build up resistance, which means you have to take more and more and more of them. And this whole idea of an opium den, which I'm sure couldn't have applied to regular Chinese citizens, but certainly maybe it did. I don't know. The idea that just go into a room, this horrible room filled with yellow fever and opium smoke, and then just basically waste your life away. It's a 18th century kind of a vision, but I don't. There are plenty of problems with there are not problems with the legalization of marijuana. I'm kind of a libertarian when it comes to these kind of things. It's none of my business, and since they're buying it anyway, it's not like you can't get marijuana. You just might as well get it out of the hands of the cartels and all the rest of that argument. So it's not the legality of marijuana that worries me. It's the fact that it's just the fact that so many people are smoking it. I mean, it doesn't bother me in terms of like the individual activity. Although I do have to say it bothers me sometimes when we're out in public and you're walking through a mall or something, and it's like you're walking through a cloud of fumigation. It's like, oh my God. The Halloween parade in West Hollywood has been known to have an occasional whiff of the weed every now and then. But the main thing for me is just I know, certainly when I was in college, I knew people who were potheads who smoked a lot of pot, and I never knew any one of them ever amount to anything. Apparently, Harrison Ford smokes more weed than a California fire, but he apparently accomplished things when he wants to. I just find it kind of sad. I mean, I'm not talking about recreational use. Recreational use for me is like drinking, and that's fine. I don't care. But people I know, or people who I know indirectly, who do an awful lot of pot smoking, are not winners in my experience. They're not the kind of people that I want to be, and they're not the kind of people that I think most people would want their kids to marry. In my opinion, I'm going to get a lot of heat for this, if this was ever seen by anybody outside of the circle of reasonable people. But I just think it's just a giant loser drug. That's what I think it is. I think it's just a loser drug. It's a loser. So let the love roll in. That's my personal feeling about it. That's how I always feel about it. When I see people going into these marijuana clinics here, which are more common than Starbucks, and there's no exaggeration there. I mean, there are everywhere in Los Angeles, everywhere. And I say, okay, great, yeah, there you go. And same with alcoholics, I guess. But in any event, let's see, moving on.